The Dutch and Portuguese fought a 65-year war that most people have never heard about, and it completely changed the global balance of power. This wasn't some small territorial dispute. This was a full-scale battle for control of the world's most valuable trade routes, and the Portuguese were about to lose everything they had built. The conflict began when the Dutch were cut off from the Lisbon spice market after Portugal entered a dynastic union with Spain in 1580. The Dutch decided to establish their own direct trade routes to the source of the spices in the East Indies, modern Indonesia. In 1598, the Dutch Republic was fed up. Portugal, united with Spain at the time, controlled the spice trade. They had Brazil. They had outposts in Africa and Asia. They were making absurd amounts of money, and the Dutch wanted in, so they didn't just compete. They declared war and went straight for Portugal's overseas empire. The Dutch East India Company became a military machine. They attacked Portuguese forts in Indonesia, seized control of the Maluku Islands where nutmeg and cloves came from, and kicked the Portuguese out of Japan's trade network. Then they turned to Brazil and actually captured a huge chunk of it for over 20 years. The Portuguese were getting destroyed on every front. Portugal fought back hard. They eventually reclaimed Brazil, but by then the damage was done. By 1641, the Dutch had largely succeeded in breaking the Portuguese monopoly in Asia, although the broader war continued in other parts of the world, like Africa and Brazil, until 1663. The Dutch had taken over the Spice Islands, established a monopoly, and built their own empire. Portugal never recovered its dominance. The war ended in 1663 with a treaty that basically admitted the new reality. The Dutch were now the top maritime power. This war didn't just shuffle colonies on a map. It ended Portugal's golden age and launched the Dutch into theirs. It proved that a small, determined republic could dismantle an empire. And most people today have no idea it even happened.